guys, welcome back to another Saturday Night Live, and yeah, I'm running a little bit late, but hey ho, right. So here we go, guys. Let's get on with the show. Right, well, welcome back to DT Koi. Like I said, if you all please like and share it if you wish to do so. Looks like I'm on my own again, but I hope the show goes on. And yeah, how's everyone's week been up to? Have you been up to much this weekend? I've certainly got something coming very special very soon to DT Koi. So yeah, it'd be very much appreciated if you're not already subscribed to subscribe along to my journey and the Saturday Night Lives, which are always here, except from the odd time if something comes up with families and stuff. But hey ho, just read out the a few comments. We'll wait for a few more people to come in. Can't join tonight, but good luck with your life. Hope all as well. Thank you, Budget Pumkeeper. Hopefully it does go well. Fingers crossed. You just never know what the show goes, especially here at DT Koi. I've had signs fall down. I've had the blooming PC fall on me. Luckily, touch wood, last week went all right. So we've got an evening all from Scratster. Mike Corris Boy, good evening. Simon S, evening all. Yeah, backgrounds I shouldn't have because I also got to be tank. Is anybody else picking that up? Just let me know if there's any other background stuff because I run everything through a microphone, so there shouldn't be. Hang on a minute then. Let me just try something. Oh, Take this as a thing with live shows. Sometimes it's all right. Sometimes it work out. Is that any better, or is it still a little bit not right? If you just quickly let me know in the comments. Oh, right, hang on. This isn't working very well, is it? Unless it's because I've got that on, so turn that off. Bear with me a minute. Sometimes this does happen with a live show. Because I didn't hear it pick up, you see, so... Is that any better? Oh God, is it that bad? Hang on, let me see if I can fix it by going that way. Does that work? Automatically adjust that. Is that any better? Is it working a little bit better now? Because there certainly ain't no Hoover on. That's through thing. I don't, like I said, I don't know why it's doing that, but you know, it's one of those things. I suppose it does happen time to time. There we go. Right. I don't know. Just I can't hear it through mine because it just picks it up. Because I always use one of those that I do for my filming, and it normally works all right. But yeah. Oh God. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll stick with that one. That one. Yeah. Does that work all right? That should be... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to answer. But it shouldn't really be that bad. Right. Is it because I've got that open? Close that. Right, close that. Close that. Close that. Things happen on lives. What do you know? Right, that's everything that can be off is off. So hopefully now that's working fine. It's your mic feed. Guys, is that working all right now? So I ain't got a clue because I can't hear it. There we go. I'll just leave it as it is. But yeah, stuff happens, doesn't it? So yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll restart the show again. Edit the first bit out. We'll start again. There we go. Good evening, guys. We'll cancel the first 5 minutes out of the show. You know, it's one of them. It's live, and if something did go wrong, it won't be DT's live, would it? But yeah, it doesn't seem like Kyle's on, or he might be busy. I don't know. But the show, as I said, goes on. Yeah, like I say, has anyone been up to out good? Anything correlated other than snow that we've had up here? I've had it about that much. Others have had it more. It's yeah. And is there any subjects anybody wants to touch on tonight? Then drop them in the comments, and I'll bring them up. And if any guest does come on, then I can answer them as well as the guests. I've just been doing a little quick video for me from George at Wakefield Koi, so I'll see if that's on there. It should be. And I bet it's not, because knowing my luck, it won't be. No, it's not on there. Nice. So that'll cancel that part of the show out. But yeah, I want something else I want to do is I want to thank every single one of you that's donated or given something to be donated, because at the minute the total stands at £600, which I'm absolutely amazed at, and I thank everybody out there that has already donated or done something, you know, towards helping me and helping raise funds for the brain tumor research, because every little helps at the end of the day, and it helps push me on that little bit more to do the 17-mile walk, which is 2 weeks tomorrow. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Always hope you're all good. Yeah, I'm good now. I've sorted all the stuff out. I don't know what happened with microphone, but you know, it won't be a DT show without a few errors along the way. There's a good amount of snow that I gathered that Gasby a short video where he had about that much, or maybe a bit more. Wow. But I suppose it's always bad if you live on a hill, and that. Here we go. Wife is out. Well, I've got a rare Saturday night to myself, and look how I spend it. Well, you're spending it with the Koi community, you know. What more can you ask for? It's better than stuff that's on telly anyway. Well, I think so. And then we've got my boy's got a foot of snow by my new house. All the roads have been closed for 2 days. I need a 4x4. Well, so 4x4 is always handy when the snow is around, but the only problem is we don't get much snow at all, do we? And then when we do, a lot of places come to a standstill, don't they? But it's one of them. I had no snow here, Dave. Well, I think it must have just hit Yorkshire. I think with it a bit of Scotland and a small part of Wales. So yeah, it's one of them. You know, it's just when it come down, it didn't half come down. Massive thanks to all those who've helped and a mad donation. Thank you very much. And on that, I'll catch up with comments in a minute. Oh, if I could get one of these out. So I have, obviously, the white sticker still on the back, but I have 2 of these Japanese writing. It's not going to pick it up very well, is it? If I pick the back of this off, it's good. I think it means good luck in Japanese. I did do a giveaway with the other ones, but these ones, all the donations will go to the GoFundMe. and I'll make sure that they're all cleaned up, and I'll put the sticker back on. Oh, hopefully that'll pick it up a lot better now. The other one to add for your key rings, with Japanese writing, I believe it means good luck or something like that. And yeah, so like I said, if you all want to, should we do an auction on these again? I know it's just to try and help raise that extra little bit, because of trying to push as much money as I personally can and give it to the brain tumor research. So yeah, like I said, there's 2 of these to give away. So, and if guys don't mind putting the GoFundMe link in the comments, and then yeah. So where should we start off with this? Should we start off at around 50p? Does anybody want to start it off at 50p or £1? Like I say, all the donations will go to the brain tumor research via the GoFundMe. So yeah, or do you guys want me to save it for a little bit later on in the show, because that's what it is? And I've got 2 of them to give away, so we'll do that a bit later, because it seems like no one's... Oh, there we go. Well, we're starting off with Scrag. Oh, pardon me. At £2, because he wants the he wants it to go with the other one. And there's the link. Thank you very much, guys. So any advance on £2, surely it's got to be worth at least £5 of anyone's money, because it's all going to a good charity. Like I said, that's the other side of it. It might come up a bit more clearer, or it might not. Any advance on £2, come on. It's all for a good cause. I don't normally do it. I'm not as good as guys at these things now, but I'll give it a go. Right, we got £3 from Jeff, but it's already been raised to £5 from my boys Coy. Is there any more advance on £5? There is, like I said, if you do miss out on this one, there is another one. And we've got £6 from Gaz. See, I'm not very good at this auction stuff, am I? But hey ho. Any advance on £6? We'll give it about a minute. So that, 30 seconds. Any advance on £6? Like I say, it's all for a good cause, and it'll also help push me that little bit more. £7. Come on then. Here we go. Mr. Tropical Core, you've got it at the minute. So yeah, like I say, it's all raising funds for the brain tumor research, and yeah. And evening, Vince, I'm just trying to give one of these ways to help raise that little bit more, because we're currently at I was going to say we're currently at £6, but then I've just jumped through, and we're currently at £12. Right, I'll give this another 20 seconds, and if not, then it'll go to Paul at £12. Like I say, it's all for a nice, good cause. I'm trying to keep track of comments at the same time. So I will do the countdown in 3 seconds. Right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go, Paul. If I put my details in now, so as soon as you put the proceeds into the GoFundMe, then hang on, there we go. And if you email me your address, then I'll get that sent straight out to you, probably on maybe at the weekend. Not the weekend, it's weekend now. Next weekend, because by the time I finish, the post offices are all shut. You're very welcome, Paul. And it's all for a good cause. Right, I'll go back up now just to see if there's any about the snow. Evening, DT. A lot of snow here, but as usual, 1 inch seems like 1 foot. UK can't deal with any snow. No, mate, it certainly can't. Me and father-in-law tried getting to work on Friday. It was hard enough trying to get out of our street, because it's a private bit, so gritters don't come down. It got to the main road, and then the gritters hadn't even been down there neither, so we're slipping and sliding, and we're near enough hit a wall or two, so we're like, abandon car and just walk back home. So that's what we did. So yeah, wasn't very. It was a bit squeaky bum time, car sliding and that. But it is what it is. So, like I say, if there is anybody that wants to come on, let me just put the link in here, so I'm not just always on my own rambling on. I can ramble on for ages or waffle on, whichever you want to call it. So I'll put it in there. Well, it's already on the blue banner at the top, but if you haven't already, the link is there if you would like to come on and have a chat. And like I say, if anybody's got any questions they want to ask me or any topics they would like me to talk about, then they're more than welcome to put them in the comments or come on and ask me. It's totally up to you guys. And I don't know where that blooming video's gone. Because if I just, well, what I'll do is I'll share my screen, but I'll bring that up first if I do this when it wants to load, because I'm going to do something that George has asked me to do for a few of his coins that is putting up for, well, that are for sale. Let me just, here at Sawi, 28 to 30 cm, and they're 100, oh dear, and they're 120 quid each. I just thought, for what he's done for me on Thursday night, I thought I'd just give him a little shout out because it's Wakefield Koi. Obviously, if you didn't already know that, his name's George, and I'll just do a little bit of a video for because he wanted me to put this on here. So if I just go on there a minute, and then yeah, I'll play this, guys, and I'll tell you how much it is afterwards. I say it's a real good quality koi. And I think I've already told you the name of it, but if not, then I'll play it one last time after this. And I think, if I believe rightly, that he is now doing. I believe that he is actually doing delivery now. I believe. I'll have to double check that with him. If anybody is interested in any of Wakefield Koi stuff, then you can reach out to him on his Facebook pages and message him, or I think his mobile number is on there as well. But I just thought I'd do one or two videos for him. Like I said, he, is a decent bloke that's helped me out. And like I say, did that auction as well. And that is at Hyatt Suawa, or I've probably said it wrong. It says 28 to 30 cm, and they're 120 quid each. Like I say, it's a bargain price if you ask me, but people might say it's not. And thank you very much, Paul. Like I say, if anybody does want to join, then the link is there. Because I've been that busy today, I've struggled to put a few little bits of videos together, but it's family life and things sometimes crop up and that, but it is what it is. But has anybody been up to much this week, or y'all do your filter cleans on a Sunday like I tend to do when it comes to the end of the week, get everything done on a Sunday and then relax afterwards? It looked like a Jinrin Achiba. I'm only going, Jigsy, by what I've been sent, and he said what it was. So, and to be honest, I can't wait for it to warm up either. He's looking after some for me until it warms up. He's looking after 1, 2, 3 of mine. One's is Gaz's Koi Pond Grow and Show. The other one's the Deutsch Shower, and then another shower. And I tell you what, they are looking great. I need to go up and probably do a bit of filming for them before I bring them on. But the way these temperatures are, they're probably going to be there till summer at this rate. But it's Britain, isn't it? So all could happen next week. We could have loads of sunshine, and then all the snow can go. And is that what you're doing right now, Skiggy? You're doing your Tempest clean while listing. Well, multitasking, that's quite good, isn't it? Because, like I say, I've had problems tonight with them trying to get the audio set up right, this set up and that set up. But normally, when I use that microphone, I never normally have any problems, but that's twice this week. Now I've had problems with blowing microphone. I tested it before coming on, and it all worked out all right. And then when I've gone live, it's just not worked out. Thank you very much, Dave. Every little helps. It's very much appreciated. And because I'm on my own, I'm going to have a drink. It's not easy trying to do the show on your own, but it is what it is. So like I say, I think it's only going to be a shortish live tonight, unless somebody does come on and, willing to help me. Or like I say, if anybody has sort of subject they want to talk about, then you're more than welcome to put in the comments. Or you can come on, Jigsy, and talk about that if you like. Like I say, I'm very grateful for every donation that is sent, because it's all going to a really good cause. And yeah, I've been practicing a little bit. Yesterday I did a 4-mile walk. Today I've done I think it was about a 7-mile walk, and then I've charged up the Alas's Samsung Watch thing, so I know roughly what steps I'm doing and stuff like that, which hopefully will help me get there. So it's not too much of a bit of a push, as long as I can steadily build up to it. Even if I can only do around here about 10 miles, it's all that extra little bit more, because I did it on Friday to go to shops to go through snow. That would a bit hard work. I thought what would be too difficult, but with the snow I had to wear walking boots, and it was just a little bit, so I'm glad I'm not going to wear them. But yeah, if you want to come on, Jigsy, and talk about your grow on and a few of your toe-side stuff, you're more than welcome to do so. And so is anybody else. That if anybody does want to come on, you're more than welcome to. Like I say, I've even put it on there. All welcome to join and chat with me and with others in the comments. You can do if you want, because like I said, here we go. Question: what's the preferred skimmer? Are the JBR ones are worth the extra money? Well, the skimmer I did have was the Awazi. I think it's Swim Skim 25, and that did a brilliant job. And then I went to one similar to Vince's, but Vince's goes through the wall, but mine sits on a concrete base at the bottom, and that actually runs me back a shower. Hey, director's on his way. But yeah, back to the question. Sorry, I got sidetracked then. To be honest, they're the only two skimmers that I've used. Is the Awazi Swim Skim 25, which is one that's you just plug it in, and then there's it actually uses a bit of air as well, and I just put a bit of filter floss in it, and it actually did quite a good job. But unfortunately, it packed up, so I managed to get a bargain where I got a pump and the actual skimmer for 50 quid. So I couldn't complain at that sort of price. And it worked all summer and it worked all autumn. So it worked quite well for me. And there you go. Just going to get JBR ones. I've seen lots of splits. Cockdecoy wide mouth seems to be quite good. But I've never actually had one in the wall. And here we go. At least somebody's going to come on and help me, because I'm struggling.
How you doing, mate?
How's the director doing?
All right, mate. Thank you very much. You?
Not so bad after I've got through the technical difficulties with a microphone and this and that. But it wouldn't be a DT Coy live without some sort of hiccup along the way, would it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. How's your day been?
Well, it's actually been quite good. I've visited somewhere, which I don't want to say too much, because I've got to drop the video very soon. Well, not tonight, probably tomorrow. I'll drop that video. So yeah, it's been quite a busy day for me being out, and it's actually I've learned a lot from going to this certain place and got a lot of knowledge from that. And then you've got and say Mick with a wave.
How you doing, Ash? Chris?
Paul saying, nice one, Michael.
No problem, mate.
It's just nice that you're not always on your own, because you could tell that I'm sort of struggling a little bit by myself. But
you're not struggling, mate. You're not struggling.
So have you been up to much then?
Nothing really today. Just had a bit of a lazy day as usual.
So you don't much with your trop tanks or out like that?
No, like I say, the trop tanks are getting a little bit boring, to be honest with you. Like I said, I want to get something a little bit different in them. But like I say, the koi are looking good though. There was on the bottom yesterday. Like I say, because of the temp. But like I said, they've been swimming around today, and like I say, not been feeding them around, so just let them do as they do, kind of thing.
Well, I think I might have sent you a picture. I'll put it on Gaz's thing where even though it was snowing, was still all that mooching about. The one sulking at bottom, which is a bit different. I would have thought they'd be at bottom, but there must be like all kids that just love the snow and just realise there's a bit of snow and just started going about.
Yeah, like I say, they're there. Every pond will act different.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I go with it. And there's no two ponds that are the exact same. Even though you can have them side by side, they'll always be different.
Yeah.
And have different characters.
That's it. Like I say, different. Like I say, we was I think we was discussing with you guys in the week about treatments and stuff like that. The way they act different in other people's ponds. Some people say, like I say, CT will work, and some say, oh no, stay away from CT. They'll do something else.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've never used CT, so I haven't got a Scooby-Doo when it comes to that. If I have to use it at some point, then I will do, but I've never used it. And there we go. Gaz's Koi Pond. A topic: is a tap water purification important, and how much water should we change each week? Well, I'll let you answer that one first, Mick, and then I'll have.
Well, in my opinion, I don't really use one, to be honest with you. I just I think the chlorine will gas off.
Well, I personally use a 3-stage dechlorinator, but because there's certain, I don't want to say too much, but when I've been somewhere today and he said other things, and that person just uses a hose pipe, and he's been keeping koi for since I think 80s, so about 30, 40 years, and he's never ever used the 3-stage or a big blue or out like that. So
yeah, that's it. I mean,
it's each to their own, isn't it? And with how much water you should change a week, I go about 20 to 25% every single week.
Yeah,
which equals out about 3 boils of my Nexus.
But asking everybody a question: if their water parameters are perfectly okay, why do you do water changes to add to destabilize your pond water?
Yeah, but you've got to change your pond water at some point, though, haven't you?
Yes, but your pond water is perfectly clear. You like I say, your clarity is good. Your ammonia, your nitrate, your nitrite, your pH, your GH, your KH, your salinity. Why do you do it?
To top my pond back up after my filter cleans.
No, but I'm just saying, but why do you do your filter cleans? Yeah, fair enough. But I'm saying, people do like a 20 to 30 to 40 to 50% water change. But if your parameters are all okay, technically thinking, there should be no reason why you do a water change. Because if you've got more chance of making your water unstable by putting fresher water in, I mean, I do water changes, but I'm saying, just way of thinking, at devil's advocate. That's the way I see things.
But then on the other side of it,
if it was you, would you want to live in your own pee and, well, your own toilet? You'd at least want a bit of fresh water now and again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but your water parameters, you're keeping your water quality, aren't you? It's a water quality issue. If you've got a water quality issue, then you do your water changes.
Yeah.
If your water quality is spot on, why would you do a water change? I mean, I do water change. I'm just saying, it's just one of them questions that people don't really ask or answer. And this is that to you guys as well.
But then that one, then you've got ANC saying I do it 10 to 15% every week when I clean the filter.
Yeah.
And they're similar to me. We don't really test or really once or twice a year. So when it comes to testing, I only test in the spring, getting towards the summer, so I can gauge how much I need to feed. So if I feed a little bit too much, and then obviously my ammonia and nitrite going up a little bit, I could drop the feed down. And that's the only time I really test. Other than that, I'll let the koi tell me if there's an issue. But that's my opinion. You know, everyone wants to do water tests. I just try and let my koi tell me what to do. Because you learn how your koi behave and how they react to certain stuff.
Yeah. But like I say, on the point of that guy's put about the dechlorinator, do people dechlorinators? I don't use a dechlorinator now. I used to be quite geeky with it and have a big blue and like multi chambers. Once it goes into the shed, have a filter there, then from the shed into another filter, then into another filter, then just before it goes in tank into the pond, another filter. I don't bother with that now. I just spray it in and blast it in.
You spray it in to try and get rid of more of the. Well, you're allowing a lot more of the oxygen process to get rid of the chlorine, aren't you? And then hang on.
Yeah, that's.
And guess reply, we do it because we've been told to do it. Fact, it's not needed other than a top up after the clean, and that's all that's needed.
Yeah, that's the way I thinking. That's the way I think. But it's like I say, also for courses, isn't it? People do different things, and this is what the hobby is, isn't it? Learning for what works for other people.
But that's what it is. We've all got our own aspect on it, and then we can sort of help each other and take bits and pieces from one another, and then you can sort of add bits to what you want to your own koi hobby. It's like we said, I think we might have said it before, if everyone had the same blooming koi, then the hobby wouldn't be as good as what it is, because you'd be just looking at the same fish but in a different pond.
Yeah.
And then
ANC's just put, we use sodium thiosulfate. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the I think even Wright said that's the cheapest way to use dechlorinator, because people buy them bottle. I was about to say, yeah, I've got a bottle, but I haven't. Yeah, them bottles that are about big out there.
Yeah, like I said, Skeggy's just put most ponds contain sodium thiosulfate. So
yeah, so it's one of them. It's if you use, is it the DP4 tablets? I think it is to test for your chlorine.
Yeah.
And if you haven't really got a trace of it, then would it be an issue or not? If you've got a small trace, but it'll just turn pink, won't it? It won't tell you. That's Anna test kits that in it that tell you how much percentage of chlorine or how much is in it, I believe.
Yeah. But like I say, the testing of like chlorine and stuff. I've never really done that. No. The main tests I do once a week without fail. But like I say, the chlorine and stuff like that, I don't really tend to bother.
Like Jigsy says, people overdo it nowadays. It's just keep it simple and enjoy the pond rather than looking after digital clocks.
That's it. I mean, when you put in to be honest with you, when you put in fish in your pond, and you put it in and stuff like that, they put the fish in, and you put the say your tap water in there, the amount you are going to add in there as a chlorine, it's going to be minimal amounts. If you're doing a 20% water change on a 20,000 litre pond, the dilution rate is just negligible. Now, if you're doing a 50% or a 60%, you can understand, but most people wouldn't do a 56% water change in their ponds a week, would they?
No, I think you normally really do it is if you've got like your big spikes or like you've got new pond syndrome and you're trying to shift it, aren't you?
Yeah, but then if me personally, if I was doing that type of big water change, then I'd probably maybe use something. But if you've got a spike, you doing a 50% water change, then leaving it for 5 days, it's not going to do it any good.
No.
Break it down to 20% water change over the 5 days. That will do it more good than one big one.
And then we've got Georgie, evening, bud. Wakefield water is generally low in chlorine. However, it's said that at night they add chlorine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I've noticed that in our tap water, around the 7 to 8 o'clock time, you go into one tap, it does smell quite bad, but it gasses off though, don't it?
Yeah, because it's chlorine that gasses off, and it's chloramines that don't gas off, I think, or right. They do, but it's a slower change in it, I believe.
Right. This is a good question. You've just asked a good question there. I mean, because me and Gaz, we've been looking up at this. Right. Chloramines. Chlorine. If people don't know what chloramine is chlorine and ammonia atoms basically together. That's what makes chloramine. So in my taking, if you've got adequate filtration and it's up in running at optimal peak, areas, would that say chloramine, the chloramine atom would gas off and the ammonia part would be took out by your filtration system? That's the way the way we thought out about the way it would work. Not 100% sure, but that's the way we thought it would work generally. It may take a longer process to do that, but does it do that? And I think it's a question for you guys to.
Then we've got George saying, I am yet to test this theory. Also, more chlorine is added in the summer. I advise a big blue / dechlorinator system to be on the safe side, as a water board can be unpredictable. I had to think of what the word said then before I even said it.
Here you go. Skeggy's just put
ammonia has to be removed first to release the chlorine.
Yeah, and then they know what chloramine.
The ammonia is released or removed in the nitrified bacterial side of it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
and
what
then the chlorine can gas off afterwards.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way we thought it would work.
Yeah.
So people panic about them when they're saying, "Oh, putting chloramines in the water." But if your filtration systems running at optimum efficiency, there's no reason why to have to panic, really. I mean, this time of year, it's a little bit different because your filters aren't running at optimum peak efficiency, are they? But no, it's definitely.
And guys, just speak again because apparently we've got a bit of feedback off of you. Then.
You getting some feedback off of mine? Are you?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
It's
feedback
like,
off of me. Get over.
right, hang on a minute. Let's see if this will work. Right,
Just
hang on a
try
minute.
mute me and see if it does.
Right, talk, Mick, a minute.
hello.
See? Yeah, it's you, Gaz.
Have a pensioners on now, you cheeky get man.
Oh, it's tables have turned now, hasn't it?
Try to see if
Yeah.
I can.
I thought you were on about me, but you're on about his comment. Have a, and then Jigs has put, have a good day tomorrow, Gaz. Ah, yes, because it's your birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah, 47 tomorrow, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, my new grandson should be born too. My daughter's going into labour, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this time tomorrow we might have another little member to the family.
Yeah.
There's nothing any different to my setup right now than what you
It's a
would
bit
normally
crackly.
have.
It's
Yeah,
a bit
you're crackly this time, Gaz. Oh, skeggy. I think that's right now.
That's better, mate.
See, it's just my live show, isn't it? There's always something going off somewhere. If it's not me, it's with one that gets that come on or can't get on. It's what a Saturday night's about, isn't it? Having a laugh, a bit of a get together, and sometimes it works, sometimes it just don't. And then still on about the tap water. Another one. My tap water has a pH of around 6 to 6.5 recently, so having to top up with bicarb regularly with a face. So it's one of them. It's same with me. Mine dropped from 7.5, and but it's managed to stable out around the 7. So I'm not too worried. If it drops below the 7, then I might have to bicarb it myself. But it's one of them. I suppose. I think, was it KH? Yeah, because I think I've got a low KH, and then it were saying if you buffer it up, but Mike, are you happy with it? I think it was 2. Was it 2 or 3? Might have been 3 drops of the KH. We're happy with it. Yeah.
Just mute, yeah. My settings are exactly the same, so if there's any feedback, it's got to be on your end, mate. Same setting I use every time I'm live. Never get feedback from me, so might be the feedback coming through from your side.
Well, if I do that in a second, and then you talk and see if it still works.
Yeah, well,
go on, do what you need to do. Does it still do it? Still feeding back? Still
yeah, still doing it. Still crackly.
But it's just from you. Why is it? I don't know. Sure. You see, the shows just go on, don't they?
It's all right, mate. It's life, isn't it? I'd say it's.
Yeah, it's hopefully, like you said, that would be.
That's it.
That's it. Sorry.
Oh no, he's done it again.
It's not me then, is it? Because I'm not changed now. If it's going and coming and I'm not doing no, can't be me.
I don't even know. It's just they're saying it's off for you, but then I'll tell you what, if I drop you off and come back on, see if that might work.
Yeah, I'll try disconnect and reconnect.
Hey. Things just only happen on a Saturday, don't they?
No, even though you can't gas.
It ain't feedback, Gaz. So because I'm hearing it, and I think you are as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So is there? It's and then Scragged just said it's gone now. Oh dear, it's one of them. It just happens sometimes, doesn't it? It doesn't happen on his show.
It's just like a bit crackling.
Yeah, it doesn't happen on his show, so it shouldn't really happen on mine. But I've reset the route where I've done this, I've done that to get it as good as I can. It's just one of them. It'll be what it'll be. But yeah, like I said, well, there is 40 watt of that, and an ANC says, so how are you doing, Mick? Just want to
well, thank you, Ash, Chris. Hope you're well. I mean, you made Daz a very happy man. Really happy man with that fish. Really is.
And I'll just do the one more giveaway for the GoFundMe because, like I said, I've got two, and we've got a few more people in the live. So that is what it is, and I believe it means good luck in Japanese. So we'll just do this one last auction, and then that'll be it for the auctions, I think. So shall we say we'll start off this one again at £1.
Is Gaz in the background again, yeah?
No, he's not in the background yet, no. Because as soon as he is, I'll click him on. So shall we start it off at £1? Or do I have to go lower? Because like I said, there is the other one there. It's just so then I don't have to take that out the wrapper.
Scraggs has got a £5.
There we go. So we're starting it off at £5. He wants this one to add to the other one for the giveaway.
Skeggy £6.
Go on then. Let's keep going. You're gonna have to outbid him now, Scrag, because this one goes with the other one that I've got on my key rings as well.
And his puddle £7. Thank you very much for that, mate.
Thank you very much.
Skeggy £10. You know where it's all going, guys. It's good. It's a good cause.
It certainly is, and it, like I say, every little helps. And like I think I said on Gazza's Live, it costs £2,495 a day for the brain tumour to do their research, and it's the Brain Tumour Awareness Month as well. So, it's all for a good cause and all for a good charity. And like I say, I actually can't. This is going to sound weird. I'm actually looking forward to my walk, actually, because like you say, you guys are on about joining me at some point on the walk, which is very much appreciated, and it pushed me on. So, yeah. So, any advance on 10? Sorry, I diverted a bit then. No problem at all.
Stephen, £12.
That hasn't even come up on mine yet. It just has now. At £12. Have we got any advance on 12?
Yeah, 13.
Any advance on 13? Like I say, it's all for a good cause, and I'm sure, Scrag, you want this one to add to your collection. Come on, surely you can make it 14. Or if not, Andy, surely you can just double your bid at 40. It's all for a good cause. Or if not, Stephen, you can add a little bit more and make it 14.
Oh, Stephen, 15.
You're seeing these even quicker than they're coming through.
Skeggy 16. Come on, people, make it the big 2-0. Come on, big 2-0. Come on.
Go on. We might as well do, because like I say, at the minute the GoFundMe was until tonight was at £600. So every little helps. So come on, let's round it off to 20 quid. He's dropped off again. So if we round it this to 20 quid, then I would say I'll drop an hammer, but I'll just say it'll go for 20 quid. Or if not, then it'll be sold at 16. And like I say, I'll have to put my email in the description. That's very excited, Busy Bee says.
He is.
So I'll do a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, Stephen, £20.
Because always just come up then. Right.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
As I said, if somebody makes a donation for 20 quid, then unless I would say it would be gone, but
yeah, but Skeggy's dropped out.
There you go, mate. I would say so to you, mate. And like I say, I'll put me if you hang on, let me get the right link up here. I'll bring you back on in a sec, Gather. Right, that one. Oh God. Copy. Put that in there.
Oh God.
Paste.
Jesus.
And that's in there. And like I say,
Are you kidding me?
I'll put me
You all right there, guys?
in here.
Hopefully that should be it now, yeah.
Spot on, mate.
Right.
Yeah, that's sorted now. What happened there? Did you have to restart or something?
No.
A mask.
I've plugged in a new
USB
USB adapter.
One second, I'm just
USB
going to pop this one out.
USB adapter's giving a bit of feedback. So what did that one go for then? 20 quid?
20 pound, yeah.
Great, nice one. Thank you very much to all for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we got in at present. 42 watching, only 16 thumbs up, guys. Come on, let's give him a little bit of a lift. Give him a bit of encouragement to help him get a little bit better and a bit more settled in with doing this live stream.
Thank you very much. Oh, like I say, I'm very welcome for you guys coming on the show because, like I say, I think I was getting very close to a brick wall. Then, like, oh, right.
No, you're doing fine, mate. You're doing fine.
Yeah, it's one. If there is, like Aaron's just put there, that's perfect. That Gaz. Like I say, yeah. If you
It's better now, sweet.
well, you must have just been doing too many things on your PC again.
No, I've got. I don't know if I can show them. I might be able to. I got a new gift for my birthday, which is a little Star Wars figurine in a light there, and it matches the one that I got for Christmas there. And a new webcam from the guys, but I ain't got that many USB ports.
Yeah.
So I've got an older USB port which turns 1 into 4 or 5, I think, 1 into 5. Now I've stuck a few of them in, but obviously that's causing a bit of feedback because as soon as I unplugged it from that, it stopped doing it. So
Yeah.
Well, it's one of them.
We'll get it started and get a new one, Bob, in case they get any more. But yeah, pretty cool. They can change them all. You can take these little figurines out, and then you can put in another one,
Oh,
put it
yeah,
back in, and it makes a different coloured. We've got quite a few of them, like so, about 5 of them. Cheers, mate.
It's one of them.
Early birthday present. They all came, and I'm real bad at stuff like that, like guessing Christmas presents or opening them early. I'm a bit shit at it. So I opened them early. But thanks very much, Mick, and thank you very much, Mike.
No, you're all right,
And
mate.
thank you all for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. All you need to do, mate, is just chill out, kick back, relax, and just talk. Talk with everybody like you're having fun.
Be you, mate.
Strike
Be
up
you.
a conversation. Ask anybody to ask you a question. Anybody got any questions you'd like to ask any of us? Feel free.
Like I said, the confidence is coming, just slow and steady.
That's it, mate. That's all it is.
Like that, yeah. Like I said, we've got 45 in the room, and like I say, if anybody does want to, I was going to paste wrong one in. Then I did that earlier. If anybody does want to, then
I'll ask you a question. I've got a question for everybody out there because I know there's loads and loads of people that do it, and I really haven't got a clue as to why. Covering your ponds. Covering your ponds in winter. Why do you all do it? Why do you all eat your ponds other than for growth if you wanted to get good size? I understand covering your ponds for dramatic drops in temperatures, but I don't understand why the vast majority of people do it when I've got a foot of snow in my garden and my fish are all fine. It's in 32 inches deep, so it's not a big pond. And as everybody says, it's just a puddle. But I don't understand why you do it. What is the reason behind going out there and covering up your pond? It's not like everybody goes out there in the middle of winter and covers up a carp lake and starts covering over lakes and ponds and rivers and streams. If the only cover that they ever get is nature's cover, which is ice and snow.
Yeah. Well, I used to cover mine to help try and stop the temperature swings so it would sort of stay stable so it doesn't really shock the koi as much. So if it went down to, I don't know.
Don't, does it?
No.
But it doesn't, does it?
Well, realistically, not
you might save a degree. In grand scheme of things, what's a degree going to do to each other?
Yeah,
I didn't even bother covering this year.
A and C, we've never covered the pond and the koi are all absolutely fine. and I can't. And I can exactly. You can see them. You can see them all year round. There's no wrong with them. They might slow down a little bit. They might chill out a little bit. They might go into a bit of torpor and just sit there and steadily come to a slow standstill if the temperatures drop too low. But why does everybody do it? I think it's probably more the same reason as why everybody does all the water changes. You come on, you get in, you go, oh, it's got to do a 20% water change every week. Why? There's nothing wrong with water. If your water's clean and it's healthy and your fish are fine, why change it other than a filter clean? It don't make any sense. Why mend what ain't broke?
That's it. That's what I'm saying. And these are, I think, really, really good questions to be asking people. Why do you do water changes when all your parameters are perfect, but you're putting water in there and changing the water chemistry so it might not be as good as what you've just looked at? It doesn't make sense.
Like Dave Carmen said, I think if you are heated, there is a reason for using the covers, which is what you just said, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd go with that, because if you're heated, you're gonna be putting that temperature and that heat out into atmosphere. So why heat?
Like I say, so I think
You don't need it, do they? I mean, if you wanted to heat so that you can get more growth, then yeah, I understand the process behind it. But if you're happy for your fish to just progress as they want to progress naturally, there's no need to heat. There's no need to cover.
No.
Not in my eyes, anyway.
They've got the same anatomy as all the king carp species. And
it's one of them, isn't it?
Lake Michigan, right? Lake Michigan right now is probably frozen solid. Yeah, and that's one of the great lakes in America. Yeah, they've got carp in there. They've got mirror and common carp in there, and it's a lot colder over there than it is over here.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of them. If you look at the mud ponds over there, they just go with temperature as it is, like you said, don't they? Because surely they can't afford a really big cover or something massive to cover each mud pond with, could they?
No.
But
in winter, most of the mud ponds are empty over in Japan. There might be one or two that still have fish in over there, but I think majority of them they do. But in Poland though, I'm assuming they do have fish in there all year round over there because they won't have the space because they produce a lot of.
I agree. I just read a comment there from Irish Geordie Coy. Dramatic temperature swings, yes, but we don't get dramatic temperature swings.
Yeah.
5 and 6 degrees is not dramatic. That's relatively minimal. If it were going from 6-7 degrees to -40, that's dramatic. 6 and 7, 10 degrees, 15 degrees over 2 or 3 days is not dramatic. It's standard. It's normal.
Anything over 4 degrees.
We'd be really lucky if we got anything below -5 in your pond. You'd be lucky if your pond went down anywhere near that in UK.
No, you won't get that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You would be really lucky. Well, you wouldn't. You'd be unlucky if it did, but
yeah,
it wouldn't go down that low. You'd be the lowest temperatures you're probably going to get. Yeah, that's just heat.
That's why I just flashed that up.
That's where I'd go with. If I were going to heat, that's be the only time I'd do it. Keep it and maintain that temperature throughout the summer months. Leave them to have a natural winter, and for them to go through the torpor season, which is what they're growing all that, putting all that, storing all that fat for, is to provide them with all the energies and the sources that they need to get them through the winter months.
Yeah.
As they go into torpor, they just sit there and go dormant. They use all the body fats. That then encourages them to come out into spring hungry, to start feeding, to grow and put it on again. That's where the natural growth comes from.
And then Skeggy says, I never cover a pond. However, you can't compare a lake to a garden pond.
Why can't you? It's the same thing. You can get many a lake that's only 4 or 5 foot deep, but still be a lake.
It is, isn't it? Because
what defines a lake? The size of acreage, maybe. But
yeah.
How big a lake does it need to be before you say it's not a pond? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one. It's one of them
We
again.
always used to call the place down by me Farmer's Dam, and it's not a dam, but it's just a small pond, but it's got 32 pegs on it, so it's quite a big pond.
Yeah,
But it's a lake. It's got an island in the middle of it. But, you know what I mean? I get air sort heat pumps, fantastic, brilliant, through summer months, and get your growth when you fish.
yeah.
But I don't understand. I don't perfectly like that there. I don't understand the ones through winter. I don't understand it. The fish are designed. They're cold blooded.
And then Skeggy says, it's not lakes don't have bottom drains and pumps, but that's not really to do with it as such, because at the end of the day, we haven't got the filtration like the natural, obviously the environment has, where you've got all, you've got lilies, you've got blankets and blanket where you've got all the naturals already in the ground for the lake or pond. Anyway, whereas we haven't, so we're trying to back it up with filtration to try and do the same sort of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But that's my opinion on it. Anyway, I could be wrong.
But these are not me stating facts, mate. It's me asking questions. I don't understand why people do it, and I would like to know is it we do it because we've seen everybody else do it, or is it we do it because we've seen the industry do it, or is it we do it because it should be done?
I mean, I do believe it's very industry led. The obvious in this day and age, it's definitely people want the biggest and the best. I mean, the Japanese, look what they're running for filtration. They're running what's it called? Aren't that Jack Matting in chambers and stuff like that. Nobody runs. They don't run at a backy shower. Say they don't run drum filters and stuff like that. So obviously, the very best people who are breeding the fish don't use them. So therefore, is it required? Is it really required?
And like you say on yours, guys, I late again. Like I say, you can come and join as you please. If you're a bit late, it doesn't matter. Everyone's welcome at any time they want. And then Skeggy then replies with, God knows what OT is, has a lot to do with it, because you can't have
stratification
with bottom drains and pumps.
Yeah, but am I right in thinking that's temperatures being warmer, lower, and higher, and all the rest of it? Stratification. Is that what I mean?
I think that's what it means.
I ain't got a clue.
Doesn't that only come into really deep lakes? And when you get below a certain depth, it's freezing cold anyway.
Yes, that's what I thought.
The deeper you go, the colder it becomes.
Yeah.
And then, like ANC just said, then garden ponds are the same temperature, top and bottom.
Yeah. The reason why I ask this, because I know I've always said this before, in the years gone by, past, I've always had mine, I've always twitched my pumps off when it got to a certain temperature. And I've seen my fish go dormant, and they were really lifeless compared to what I've seen them this year, leaving everything running. And I've left it running continuous, even the mini pond, and everything's fine. Now that mini pond is absolutely 2 or 3 degrees. That's where it's cold. I had my arm in there over there, and I come in and said to me, like, Jesus Christ, man, that was freezing cold. I had to switch it off because it was snowing like crazy. And I thought, if that waterfall freezes, because that's above water, there's a good chance that little waterfall could freeze up. So I switched it off and just turned it to flowing again in the pond as normal without coming up through the waterfall. Put my hand in there and I brought my arm out. My arm was bright red. It was freezing cold. And I'm thinking, God damn, I don't know how they survive in there. That is that cold. But they've been way more active this year when we're leaving stuff on, and the big pond continuously running it all the way through, being left on. More actively seeking for food, even though the temperatures have been as cold as they are. When in the past, I switched everything off and they've just become a bit lifeless until I've kicked them back into spring like I did last year. And I don't understand the bit of putting covers over the top of it and wrapping them up to keep them a degree warmer. or 1 or 2 degrees warmer.
Well, like I say, I thought I'd try it different this year, whereas I didn't want to cover it because I've got the camera now, so I can watch the fish. And to be honest, there ain't much of it. But that's only what I've seen from my fish. But like we said, your fish can act different to mine because it's a different environment, isn't it? But
what are you seeing different? Have you seen anything different there? Did they look like they're behaving different? No.
Other than that, obviously without my covers, mine are 40 mil polycarb sheeting, so not any sunlight could get through. The colours that seem to be popping a little bit more because they're still getting a little bit of sunlight, whereas they wouldn't have got the sunlight with the 40 mil covers on. And then Skeggs saying no point in covers unheated apart from predator protection.
Right, go back to that Skeggy one before, if you can.
Water is more dense at 4 degrees centigrade, so deep lake will always be warmer at the bottom because of physics.
Rubbish.
No, it's not true.
Rubbish. It's not true.
Depends what depth you're talking about. Because it gets to a certain depth, then the depth and the temperature drops off.
It's called a thermocline. It's definitely not. That's definitely not the case. Thermocline is where you have a level of temperature down to one thing, then you go through it. It either drops up or goes down.
Like you said that, Rob. Evening, everybody. To continue your discussion, I prefer to cover my cover in winter due to a certain heron who is content to fish by the river in the warmer months, but chooses my pond in winter.
I think it's an easier. It's not so much. Well, yeah, it's probably more the fact that it's an easier place to fish.
Yeah.
Than the rivers and the lakes and the ponds and what have you, where your garden and the fish stand out more vibrantly so because of the bright colours to them as well. But yeah, that makes sense. If you're protecting for herons and stuff like that to get yourself through winter months so that nothing happens to them. Yeah, I've been really surprised this year just how much difference. And as ANC just said there, we really do believe flow plays a big part in winter and summer. Yeah. I honestly got to agree with that, mate. I've left mine running flat out at between 8 and 10,000 litres, and then my second little pump that's just turning over at 5,000 litres. So combined, they've been having 15,000 litres. I've left it just going and just left them solid, continuous. And I've seen way more activity in my fish this season than I ever have. So it's something I'm going to maintain. I mean, I've even dropped down to temperatures at -5 and -6, and it still didn't freeze up. It still continued to run. I don't know if that's because my filter's inside the shed, keeping it a couple of degrees warmer than what it was prior, but it certainly made a difference, and I've certainly seen a difference in it. But for me,
mine's mine's more outside, as you've seen on videos and whatever. And obviously, because I run 24/7, 365 days a year, and with that flow going in, and obviously all the disturbance on top, even when we did have like -5, it never once froze, or there were no ice. Obviously, wet return were when it splashed off at side, there were a bit of ice there. But other than that, there were no ice whatsoever on top. Yorkshire Koi says the top is always cooler than the bottom if a pond is in-ground pond. Soil does insulate the pond. Just think about how warm I think it means London Underground is. I think that's
is it? Because you're drawing from a bottom drain. You're taking it out of your pond, you're pumping it through a system, and you're putting it back in at the top.
Yeah.
So you're getting constant circulation of water, and if you're changing your water over 2 and 3 times an hour, like it should be, your water's just the same temperature everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you're taking it out from bottom, putting it back in at the top. There is no warm and top warm at the top and warm at the bottom. The pond's too small.
Not in your pond. Not in your pond. But
in a bigger surface area where it's not being taken out and pumped back in, then but not in a pond. Oh no.
And then Dave Kirkham, I think you need fairly deep water to have the thermal thing and satisfaction to be evident.
You do, mate.
I agree with that.
mean, thermocline is
And then
only.
Iggy comes back and says it is absolutely true why ice floats. Unless you are going ocean depths, but that's the difference because it's salt water. Water is the only thing that's denser as a liquid than a solid.
Well, I can prove that wrong straight away by naming quite a lot of things. That one.
So, well, do you want to expand a little bit or
Lead,
not?
liquid magma. That's a liquid. They're liquids. They're thicker than water. Even at low what's it called? Low temperatures. So.
And then NC said, not with our pond, Paul. We turn the pond over at least twice an hour.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I do.
If not more, because it's such a small pond. So I mean, you'd never. That's what. Yeah, I totally got to disagree with you there, Paul. If you've got a bottom drain and you're taking water out from the bottom, you're putting it for your filter, bringing it back in at the top. Your pond is the same temperature throughout. And the depth difference that you've got would be so minimal, you wouldn't even it would barely even register a difference in temperature in degrees.
And then Jigs
Every
put
pond is different. Sorry, Dave.
like I said, I raised my pump, so I don't have a bottom drain, so I didn't want to draw the water from the bottom. But it's still sort of going to the bottom, though, isn't it? And
That's right, though, isn't it? That's the only way you do it. By raising your pump up mid-water, then you're only taking your water out from mid-water. But if you've got cascading flow, that's giving good circulation and turnover. You blast that 10,000 litres an hour, you're literally turning that water over and making it cold again.
You're turning your water over.
And then Skeggy then says, liquid lead is not denser than solid lead.
Yeah, but it's denser than liquid. Water... You said right. Water is the only thing that is denser than liquid than a solid. Yeah.
Nobody's saying ice is a solid water, but yeah, it's lighter than water because it floats on the surface. But that's because the ice is full of molecules of air.
Yeah, and also, what's it called? Water displacement as well.
And then Irish Georgie Coy, every pond is different, in ground, above ground, different area of the country that we all live. How well insulated is it, etc. After losing good healthy fish over winter before for no good reason. And then he's put the ... I'll continue to run the pond as I have never done over the last few years covered.
Yeah, well, I mean, where you live, you get some cold temperatures, don't you? And you do get a lot of surface temperature, so you cover up. But you don't cover 100% because all those little holes that you've got between there is allowing gas exchange. So you go and use those thermal is it Thermatec or something like that?
Thermatec, oval bowls, yeah.
Yeah, you use them to keep your pond warmer.
Yeah, because I think if I remember right, he's one that uses them pond balls. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I say, it's all sorts of courses. We're not saying don't do it.
I'm not saying that anybody shouldn't in any way, shape, or form. I'm just asking as to why.
Yeah.
And you're doing it because you've experienced bad times through the winter, and you've had to replace those fish, so you cover up because of that.
Skeggy, as I said, water is the only thing as a solid. It's not denser. It's from a liquid. Water displacement has not to do with it.
Anything that floats causes water displacement. So water can't occupy the same space as that item that you're trying to float.
Agree with that as well.
That's what I'm saying.
And I agree with what NC says. The thing with losing koi, they look healthy, but you never know what's going on the inside. I actually, on that sort of subject, I did have a Goramo last winter, and it was swimming around with the shoal, and like I say, we're looking at them. They were all right. Temperatures dropped a little bit. It was sulking slightly, But I thought, oh, it's just with temperature like the others were. And then the day after, it just died, and I'm like, oh, what's going on off on here? So I thought, oh, I'll just do a scrape. I think no, it was just before winter, so I'll just do a scrape. But temperatures were cold at that point.
Skegger, sorry, Dave. Stop being. Why are you being a dick, Skeg? I'm sorry. Like I say, what's it called? You're looking. You're probably tapping away at your keyboard, mate. Wait, I'm just saying what I understand it. What you meant.
Anyway, like I was saying, and then I thought it was healthy fish, but I thought just out of interest, I'll give it a scrape, and it turned out it had quite a few fluke on it, but I didn't know because all the fish were swimming around. There were no clamping, none of the usual signs. So maybe sometimes it might look healthy. Oh, don't be doing this to me, dog.
What you got to remember, David, most ponds have some form of parasites in there. It's whether or not your fish are living with them harmoniously, or they're becoming too much of a problem for the fish to be able to cope with and deal with, that they've an explosion in population to the point where they become an irritant to the fish.
Yeah.
There's not many people that can say that their pond's parasite free. I wouldn't think anyway.
But
you'd have to have seriously good pond to not have anything.
And I'd 100% agree with you, because where I've been today for the video that'll come out tomorrow, the guy basically near enough said word for word what you've just said.
Yeah. I don't think it's like if the things that everybody says is true, if they come from slugs, snails, pigeons, bird shit, and all the rest of it, then there's going to be at some point, at some time, some element, any pond's going to get every one of them in the pond. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's whether or not the fish are overpopulated with them afterwards that it becomes an issue, and then you have to treat.
Yeah, and Aaron, I just used the phone camera on the S20, and I just used the front camera using a webcam software. I think it's called iRun. Gaz will know if I've said it wrong, and just use that for the for my camera.
Oh, I've got to get you a new one, mate. This one's better. I'll tell you the next one. Upgrade from that one. This one's better, mate. It is way better. You can use all that other silly daft stuff on it as well.
It's one of them, you know. Oh, he meant on my pond. Well, you could have said that. I thought you meant what camera am I using on this? It's a Tapo.
Oh, right.
Camera. And he just put laughing faces. It's a Tapo outdoor webcam. See, you've got to talk about that outdoor camera. And I just, with B&M, I think it was on sale for 20 or 25 quid. And it's just put an app on your phone. I think you insert a memory card into it, and then it just goes on. The quality of it is just superb. Oh, Fred, I'm live. Shh, please, kids. But yeah, it does the job. And like I said, the quality of that camera is really good. Well, I think I sent a picture to you guys. I think of it. I might have done. I might not. I don't know. But
yeah, I've seen you. Yeah, I've seen the footage off your camera. Yeah, from your pond one. Yeah,
it's not so bad. It's just I wish because it works off Wi-Fi, and with it being right at the bottom end of the garden, sometimes it does jump a little bit, but that's because of the Wi-Fi. But the camera quality.
That's what mine does as well, mate. Exactly the same. But it's only a freezing frame for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
10 of a second.
So, hopefully that answers your question with your laughing face.
Yeah, I understand. I understand what Skeggy was on about now, on the water side of it. Yeah, he is correct. I thought he meant out of anything. What you're saying? Just water density over a solid block of ice over a liquid.
If you go back to what A and C Koi was saying there, the thing is, losing koi and they look healthy, but we never know what's going on inside. What we've got to remember is we're all keeping fish in a pond. It's a smaller numbers. it's inevitable at some point or at some stage or at some time, we're going to have a loss. Whether that be through parasites, whether that be through, old age, whether that be immune system's just not good enough, we're going to lose a fish. If you think about it realistically, most fish swimming around, there's got to be a certain percentage for each lake each year that loses due to.
Sorry, come here then. Yeah.
So if you've got natural selection coming into a pond, into natural water course, at some stage or at some point, you're going to have natural selection coming into your garden pond. You're going to get that one fish that's just not 100%. That looks perfectly normal, but something's going on inside. Maybe it's a tumor, maybe it's got dietary problems, maybe it's got some kind of an issue, maybe it just has a stroke, or has a blood clot in its brain. Fish, and then something's going to die at some point or at some stage. So at some point, at some stage, we're going to notice that we've lost a fish, and that normally tends to be through hardest times, which is winter, or coming out of winter into spring. So you're going to.
And then ANC just says, "You're right, guys. All ponds have parasites. We seem to do okay. Our pond is open to the elements. Fox, pigeons drink from our water with a."
Yeah, I've got to admit, I've seen all sorts drinking from my ponds. In past, I'm pretty sure I've seen a fox in my garden drinking from pond. I've definitely seen birds, many a bird going down, pigeons, loads and loads of sparrows, starlings, and everything going down to it and drinking. We've put in bird feeders at the bottom of the garden. They have a good bit of something to eat, then drop that down into it and have a drink. But I don't stop it, just leave it as is. Let them do what they do. I've only ever had an issue with parasites, bad, to a point where I had to treat last year. And that's first time in 4 years. Sorry. So,
but that was only because you introduced it into pond.
I think so, yeah.
And then Dave Kawakama then puts, as an angler, you always see fish dying mainly due to the stress from spawning or sudden temperature changes.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's not because of the sudden temperature changes. It's because the fish is weak. It's like if you watch a wildlife, right? The lions, they turn on the weak because those weaker ones are not going to make it through the harder times. The harder times are the winter, when the food is scarce, when the temperatures drop down. It's not the temperatures that always cause the issue. It's a series of elements that come into play. Unfit, age, a disability, an injury, whatever it might be. It's natural selection. But we all got to remember that natural selection will come into us ponds at some point, at some stage.
Yeah.
Amanda Smith, that when it gets hot in summer, people lose koi due to oxygen levels and filtration. It's just a cycle of life.
Yeah. There's so many ways that people can lose the fish from.
But if I remember rightly, is it an OCR meter or summit meter that can read your pond oxygen level? Oh no, it's not. Oh, that's wrong bit. But there is an oxygen thing out there where you can test your water for your oxygen levels in it. Because I've seen test kits when I've been in pet shops and stuff. I don't know how well it works because I've never used it myself, so I don't know.
I just put as much oxygen in my pond as I can all year, as all year round, as much as I possibly can with what I've got. I could put more in there, obviously, but with what I've got, I leave it. I don't drop it down. I don't speed it up. I don't slow it down. I leave it flat out from start to finish, all the way through. Yeah.
And then. And so you say it's more the pressure drops that kill fish in lakes. I don't know with that one.
I should be.
Then I've got my son in background listening to a bit of music and dancing away. That's why sometimes I'm laughing. I don't know if you guys pick it up or not. But
yeah, we can hear
it. Shh. I'm coming off my foot. You're all right, so he's got to start somewhere, aren't you?
You can also see fish dying from sudden air pressure changes, i.e. thunderstorms, etc.
Yeah, that comment there.
Yeah, that's atmospheric pressure, yeah. you can.
Yeah, because it's a big pressure difference.
How do you
isn't it?
know? Do you ask it? Does it tell you?
It's one of them. It's
Shit, the pressure. I'm only messing.
I know it can be with thunderstorms and that. I think what would it Devon Koi pond, like when I think lightning hit his pond or something, and one of his fish ended up with his spine slightly out or something, so it swims a bit funny. Hang on a minute, I've just seen advice, please. So I'll bring that up. Advice, please. I plan to partially film a new pond using 50%-ish of the existing to reduce new pond syndrome, or am I wasting my time with low temperatures? Good question.
If it were me and your water's good, why only use 50% of it? Put it all in. Put
Use
all
as
your
much
pond,
as you can.
all your pond water in. That you,
Because if I'm
as,
right-
well, as much as you can do. If it's clean and it's healthy and it's good, why change it?
That's why I do it.
You
If you know
want-
that it's good water and your tests are all right, then I would use as much as I can
Use
in your
the
new pond.
same
If it's
existing
getting bigger,
media.
you're never going to use your full amount anyway, are you?
Are we going bigger? Advice, please. Partially fill my new pond. Right. So fill it up with as much as you can. Then yes, I would say 100%. If you're going in straight as fresh with brand new water, then you will start with new pond syndrome, won't you? You will go into it. If you're using the same media and transferring it over, if you've got no problems, you've got no parasite issues, and your water's good, then topping up, keeping the original. Yeah, I would do.
Yeah.
It will reduce the amount of new pond syndrome that you can have because you'll be using good matured media, good matured water, and it'll be just like doing a 50% water change if you had a problem.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
If
Yeah.
I was,
I would. I mean, as like I say, it just is as his fish got any issues. That'd be the number one thing for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there's no issues, you've got
well,
no
that's why
problem.
that Jigsy then said that start a fresh rub in case you transfer any parasites, bacteria. But it like
You want the
that's when I
bacteria.
touched upon. If your tests are coming normal and your fish are looking,
You can't
You know-
test for bacteria.
no. What I'm saying, if you test your water for your normal parameters and your fish are looking healthy, then take as much pond water as you can into your new one. Because if I'm right in saying bacteria, the good bacteria isn't just in your filtration, it's in your water as well. So transferring as much as you can to your new pond, well, like you say, will help you not go through as bad new pond syndrome, if not at all, if I'm right in saying that.
I can tell you what I do and what I do in my opinion. If it was me, what's up?
Wait.
When I do my new pond, when I build my pond, I will be pumping every single bit of water out of my pond into a pool. I will be holding my fish in that pond till such time, running the same filter system till such time as it's done and it's finished and the hole's done. I'll be dropping my new liner in and I'll be pumping everything from that pond back into the original, and then I'll be topping up the difference. I will be adding some dechlorinator for the difference, and other than that, I'll be adding some beneficial bacteria, and that'll be it. If I suspect I've got any parasites beforehand, then I'll treat prior to pumping that water out of that smaller pond, because one, it's cheaper to treat a smaller pond than what it will be a bigger one. So I get it done beforehand. And then once I've treated and made sure that I've got no issues, I'd be banging all that water into another one. That's what I'd be doing.
And then in regards to you can test water for bacteria, what I was meaning, Skeggy, is with like your dip test that you've got at home to do all your tests with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't keep running to Paul at Reynolds every time you want to test your water, can you?
That's the point I was getting at, Skeggy. Not saying that you can't do that, just saying to normal people, like us, got that you've got your test kit, you haven't got one for bacteria. So saying you can only test with what you got for your KH and all that.
The test kits for bacteria is a little bit more different in it. You've got to send it away for analysis. It's not something you can do yourself.
No. No, that's it. It would be good if you could get one.
It would be cool if you could.
Like I say, it's you can rest for bacteria in water with a gel dip stick, Eve. All by the way.
Yeah, but you can't do that yourself personally, though, can you?
No.
You can take a sample, you can put it in, and you can send it away for analysis. Or have you got the capability to do an analysis of bacteria too? Do you know the difference between good bacteria and bad?
But certainly not me. I wish I would.
I wouldn't really know. I wouldn't have a clue. So I
No.
would say you'd have to send that off to a specialist, which would be something that you'd probably have to pay for.
Yeah, 15 quid. Okay, it's what? It'd be 15 quid.
Then like
Probably been more than
yes, Dave. Oh God, you're right with your pond boosting results for some. Oh God, dog. Oh, Jesus Christ! And then I just get dog jumping all over me. She weighs about 25 bloody kilos, and she just jumped on me.
There you go.
Has anyone gone to the pet store to test water? My question is the test they do any good? I haven't gone to a pet store to test water. What do you mean with the dip test? Is that what you mean? Yorkshire Koi or?
Yeah, people take like fish tank tests at water, don't they, to get them tested. Instead of buying the proper test kits themselves, they go and test it to water there, don't they? And they do what they say they do, the test. But you want to think you take it to them. They're always going to wanting to sell you something.
The fish are clean, and I'm moving the largest selective koi into a larger environment than the original pond I planned to use as a quarantine. Thank you.
Yeah. So if that were the case, then when it comes to your quarantine pond, because you want that to be clinical from the start, that wants to be PP'd, perhaps maybe bleached out, fully clean, new media, everything, all job lot. Then you know that's clinically fresh, brand new from start as you're having it as a quarantine tank.
Yeah.
And then if anybody, it's been a good topical discussion tonight, and I'm thankful for you both being on. And if anybody else has got any questions before we wrap the show up, then
I've got a question. Leave your comments in the section below after this video. Closest one we can get to it. My grandson's birth weight. Just a little thing. Just a little guess. Let's see who gets the closest to his birth weight. Hopefully it's going to be this evening tomorrow that he's born. If not, damn it, it'll be later.
What would you do if you were born at 11:59 today?
It'll be classed as tomorrow.
God damn it, that's not fair. But I'll be just a bit fair regardless. As long as he's born. But yeah, you can do it yourself. You dip the water, you grow the bacteria in a water place, airing cupboard, and after a few days you get it out. It just the eyes. It just doesn't tell you what the bacteria is. Well, that's kind of pointless, isn't it?
Yeah. If I remember rightly, Ruby, come on. Then, if I remember rightly, don't you then have to send that to Paul or someone? 7.5. Well, £7.5. £7.3.
See who gets closest weight. If somebody gets it bang on, I'll send you a coffee cup in post.
Where's mine?
In post.
Oh, is it one of them? I'm going to have to go to the post office and pick it up, am I?
Yeah. The worst thing is for you now, you're going to have to sell me all these weights. £8, bang on.
Yeah,
actually, a bridesmaid just had hers as well. She's had a little boy. They've both expecting it exactly at the same time. And she's just had hers £8 and free. £8 free with a beautiful little baby boy. So yeah, both her and her mate are literally going to be a day apart. Her friends is the first, and our Bethans is the second, obviously.
Yeah,
£6.5. Is it a boy or a girl? It's a boy. We definitely know it's a boy. He's going to be called Noah.
6.5. £8.2. £8 10 ounce, £6 10 ounce. Sorry, and I'll just go
8.2, 6.5. I'm going to go at 7-9. I'm guessing.
I'll go
Seven
7-7.
£7.9.
She's tiny. She's tiny.
So yeah, well, I'm going to go 7-7. I think my son was £7.6. If I'm
Come
probably
on.
going to get shot if I've got it wrong. And then
I was 10-3.
Wow.
And then I ended up being a scrawny get.
I haven't seen this channel before. There's something crying about me.
£7.10. £7.11. Sorry.
There's what's it called?
My mate's son was 11.9. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my son was £1 something.
Imagine that. Right, Dave. This is your mission now, mate. Keith Smith says,
cheers, mate.
63. What, he'll be born 63 or £6 free.
Yeah,
And like I
£6
say,
free.
thanks for all the extra work. Cheers, guys. You know, you're a good in that.
It's giving something to do now, isn't it? Now he's going to have to make a note of all these and send them through to me. Whoever gets the closest, I'll send you a coffee cup in post.
Oh, cheers, guys. No more comments, please. It's hard enough as it is.
Keep them coming.
Technology.
If you haven't left your comment right now, make sure you leave it in after the live's finished. Go back to the live and leave a comment in there.
And on that note, I'll wrap the show up here. So keep calm, reverse again. Keep calm, keep coy. And on that note, guys, I'll catch you on the next live.
Take it easy, Al.
See ya.